Gentlemen, there are some women in this world who are beautiful to look at, magnetic to the touch, intoxicating to the soul, yet being with them will leave you emptier than you ever imagined. These are women with big holes, not in their appearance, but in their spirit. Holes carved by years of pain, trauma, unresolved wounds, and patterns that no man can simply love away. You see, we've been conditioned to believe that love is enough to heal someone, that if you give her enough attention, enough gifts, enough of you, she will fill her voids and love you back in the way you deserve. But here's the hard truth. If she hasn't faced her demons, those holes will become black holes, pulling in everything you give, swallowing it whole, and leaving nothing behind. This isn't about blaming women. It's about protecting yourself from relationships that will strip you of your purpose, your peace, and your power. Today, I'm going to share 7 ways to identify women with big holes so you can step into love with wisdom, not just emotion. Because a high-value man does not save, he chooses wisely. Have you ever dated someone who seemed like a never-ending project? No matter how much love you gave her, no matter how many late night calls you answered, no matter how many times you showed up for her, it never felt like enough. That's the emotional bottomless pit. On the surface, she might look like she's just going through a tough time. She might tell you she's had a rough childhood or that her last relationship broke her completely, and you, being the good man you are, want to help. You want to be the hero who finally gives her the stability she's been searching for. But here's the problem. You can't pour water into a bucket with no bottom. These women are in a constant state of taking because they have nothing stored within to give. It's not always because they're selfish. It's because their wounds have consumed every ounce of their emotional energy. They've been hurt so deeply, they're convinced the only way to survive is to keep receiving, even if it's at your expense. At first, you might feel needed, and that can be intoxicating. But over time, you'll notice a pattern. Every conversation revolves around her pain, her problems, her needs. She rarely asks about you. If she does, it's in passing, almost like an afterthought. You're not building a life together. You're feeding a machine that only runs on your attention, your empathy, and your resources. And here's the most dangerous part. The more you give, the more she expects. You'll start to feel drained, frustrated, maybe even resentful. But when you try to step back, she'll remind you of her wounds. She'll make you feel guilty for not being there for her. That's when you realize this isn't love. It's dependency disguised as connection. Gentlemen, listen to me. You are not a repair shop for broken hearts that refuse to fix themselves. You can stand by a woman as she heals, but you cannot be the one doing the healing for her. Protect your energy. If her needs are a never-ending list and her gratitude is always temporary, you're not in a relationship, you're in an emotional debt you'll never pay off. Gentlemen, peace is not boring. Peace is a blessing. But if you meet a woman who doesn't know what peace feels like, she will destroy it every single time you give it to her. That's the queen of chaos. You'll recognize her quickly if you pay attention. In the early stages, she's exciting, unpredictable, full of energy. She keeps you on your toes. It feels like an adventure. But what you don't realize yet is that her energy is fueled by conflict, tension, and emotional turbulence. The calm moments make her restless. She feels uncomfortable in stability because her whole life has been storms. Here's how it plays out. Things are going great. You've had a good week together, laughter, affection, maybe even a few deep conversations. But then, out of nowhere, she picks a fight over something small, something meaningless. And you're left wondering, where did this come from? This is not an accident. For her, chaos is normal. Drama is oxygen. And if she can't find it, she will create it. Maybe it's by bringing up an ex. Maybe it's by accusing you of something you didn't do. Maybe it's by pushing your buttons until you explode. Because in her mind, intensity equals passion and calm equals boredom. The problem for you, as a man, is that constant chaos erodes your mental clarity. You start second-guessing yourself. You're always on edge, bracing for the next argument. You can't focus on your purpose because you're too busy managing her storms. And this, gentlemen, is where high-value men lose themselves. Not because the woman is evil, but because they mistake dysfunction for depth. A queen of chaos might even apologize after every blow up, swearing she'll change. But the cycle always repeats, and each time a piece of your peace is stolen. My advice: don't fall for the thrill of instability. A mature relationship should feel safe. You should feel relaxed in her presence, not braced for impact. If she thrives in chaos, she will drown you in it, and she won't even notice. Protect your peace at all costs, because a man who loses his peace loses himself. Gentlemen, let's talk about a woman whose entire sense of worth lives in the hands of strangers, the validation addict. This is the woman who craves attention the way most people crave oxygen. And the dangerous part, you will never be enough for her, because no one man ever will. In the beginning, it feels flattering. She lights up when you compliment her. She's giddy when you notice her outfit, her hair, her smile. But here's the trap. She's not looking for love. She's looking for an endless supply of reassurance. And the moment you slow down, she will search for it elsewhere. You'll notice it in the way she lives on social media. Every picture is a carefully curated thirst trap. Every story is designed to provoke comments. She might not admit it, but those little red hearts on her screen are feeding her more than the love in your arms. And this isn't always about looks. It's about emotional hunger. Maybe she grew up feeling invisible. Maybe her self-worth was destroyed in a past relationship. But instead of healing, she's trying to fill the void with the constant rush of being desired. The problem for you, as a man, is that this becomes a competition you can never win. Because you're playing against hundreds of other men in her DMs, and she likes it that way. The more eyes on her, the more alive she feels. Here's the truth. A woman addicted to validation will treat your love like a baseline, not a blessing. She'll always need more, and she'll resent you if you can't give it on demand. This constant performance of attention will drain you. It will make you question your worth, even if you're giving her everything you have. Gentlemen, a high-value man does not fight for attention. He commands it through presence and purpose. If a woman needs the whole world to notice her just to feel enough, understand this: you will never be her home, only one of her pit stops. Choose a woman who values the man in front of her more than the strangers behind the screen. Because real love isn't loud, it's consistent. And consistency is something a validation addict will never master. Gentlemen, some women don't truly love you. They love the reflection of themselves they see in the life you provide. This is the disappearing mirror. When you meet her, she's everything you ever wanted. She's attentive, sweet, interested in your dreams. She seems to match your energy perfectly. You think, finally someone who sees me. But here's the truth. She's not reflecting your soul. She's reflecting your benefits. She studies you. She figures out what you like, how you think, and what makes you feel good. And she gives you exactly that for a while. But the moment your giving slows down, when you stop spending as much, stop planning all the dates, stop solving all her problems, her interest begins to fade. It's like watching a light dim. Why? Because her connection to you was never about emotional depth. It was about supply. You were the source of her excitement, her security, maybe even her status. And once that supply weakens, the mirror goes blank. This is why she seems so engaged when you're giving and so distant when you're not. She's not invested in you. She's invested in what you bring to the table. And when the table isn't full, she gets up to eat somewhere else. This isn't love. Love stays even when the season is dry. Love adapts when resources are low. Love invests in you, not just what you produce. The disappearing mirror can't do that because she has no reflection of her own. She needs yours to survive. The danger here is subtle. You may find yourself constantly working harder to keep her attention, thinking you just need to try more. You'll start competing with yourself, trying to top your last gesture just to get back the warmth she once showed you. But it's never sustainable. Gentlemen, understand this. A woman who disappears emotionally when your giving slows down is showing you her truth. She was only ever there for the reflection. Protect yourself. Find a woman who can see you even when the lights are off, because real love doesn't vanish when the gifts stop. Gentlemen, sympathy is a beautiful thing, but when you meet a woman who lives in a constant state of poor me, You are not entering a relationship. You are stepping into a courtroom where you will forever be the defendant. This is the forever victim. You'll know her by the way every story starts the same: someone hurt her, someone betrayed her, someone ruined her plans. It's never her fault. The world is always against her. And at first, you'll feel protective. You'll want to be her safe place. You'll think, maybe if I love her enough, she'll finally feel secure. But here's the hard truth. The forever victim doesn't want resolution. She wants repetition. Her wounds are not just memories, they are her identity. If she stops being the victim, she has to face the fact that she's in control of her choices. And that level of responsibility terrifies her. In the beginning, this might seem harmless. You listen, you comfort, you reassure. But over time, you'll notice something. She's not just sharing her pain. She's using it. Using it to justify her temper. Using it to excuse her lack of effort in the relationship. Using it to make you feel guilty when you ask for more. And the trap is this. You start carrying her pain as if it's your own. You adjust your behavior to avoid triggering her. You sacrifice your boundaries so she won't feel hurt. You stop expecting accountability because you know she'll just pull out her history like a shield. Gentlemen, compassion is noble, but enabling is dangerous. A woman who refuses to heal will drain you dry while convincing you that you're the selfish one. She will measure your love by how much you're willing to tolerate, not by how much you're willing to build together. Remember this, a high-value man does not stay stuck in the same story. He grows, and he needs a partner who grows with him. The forever victim is not looking for a partner. She's looking for a permanent caretaker for her pain. Don't sign up for a job that has no promotion, no rest, and no finish line. Love her enough to let her heal on her own, or walk away before her wounds become yours. Gentlemen, some women will sweep you off your feet so quickly. You'll think you've finally found the love you've been waiting for all your life. They'll text you all day, call you every night, plan dates, surprise you with affection, shower you with compliments. It feels intoxicating. This is the love bomber. But here's the trap. It's not sustainable. You see, love bombing isn't love. It's performance. It's an intense emotional high designed to hook you fast. And once she feels she has you, the act fades, the warmth disappears, and the person you fell for is suddenly gone. At first, you'll blame yourself. You'll think, did I do something wrong? Did I stop being interesting? Did I scare her off? But the truth is, her early behavior was never about genuine connection. It was about control. The love bomber turns into a stranger because her initial affection was fueled by excitement, not depth. She doesn't know how to maintain emotional intimacy. When the relationship moves past the honeymoon stage and into the real work of love, communication, vulnerability, patience, she runs out of tools. She withdraws. She becomes distant. This emotional whiplash is dangerous because it leaves you chasing the version of her that no longer exists. You'll try harder. You'll plan bigger gestures. You'll over-invest in hopes of getting her back to the way she was in the beginning. But here's the hard truth: that version of her was never real. It was bait. Love bombing is often a sign of insecurity, control issues, or emotional immaturity. She may not even realize she's doing it, but that doesn't make it any less destructive. The pattern is always the same: intense beginnings, sharp withdrawals, and a trail of confused partners wondering what happened. Gentlemen, real love doesn't come in a flood only to dry up without warning. Real love is steady. It grows stronger with time, not weaker. If a woman's affection burns bright and fast, then suddenly turns cold, don't cling to the memory of the fire. Accept the reality of the ice. Protect yourself from emotional whiplash. The right woman won't love bomb you. She'll love build with you.